Crypto Astrology Group, CAG, with William Stickevers.
The FTX Postmortem contagion lesson was self-custody your crypto. Don't keep it on an exchange. Know your counterparty risk. It's very important, right? A lot of people don't even understand what counterparty risk is. Not all crypto assets are created equal. Just because you have Ethereum and Bitcoin and Cardano and some other altcoin that you believe in because some friend told you, it's the next big things right after Ethereum, or the next big Ethereum, or the Ethereum killer, doesn't mean it's equal in terms of its tokenomics, in terms of liquidity, in terms of all the multiple factors that provide fundamental value to that particular crypto. So we have to realize that Bitcoin is not of equal value to Ethereum, and Ethereum is of not equal value to Cardano. So we have to understand that. It's very important to understand fundamentals, understand the crypto that you own, right? Exchange, crypto exchange, proof of solvency. Make sure if you're keeping your crypto on an exchange or on, let's say, Kraken, where you're getting yield from keeping it there and you're staking it, that you understand that they have proof of reserves to back up, to make sure if there's another FTX-like breakdown that your coins are safe. And then we have to be on the lookout for the next crypto gray swan event. We have to understand there's tail risk that are still out there, right? We know that fortunes are made in bear markets. Your fortune right now is being made. You're like, oh, but William, it's not 100,000 and I bought it at 55. No, your fortune is being made because you bought it initially at 55 and hopefully you've been dollar cost averaging between now and the time it hits 55 again and then shoots past it, because it's the amount, it's not the value, it's the amount of crypto you can accumulate during a bear market. So these are all the lessons we've learned from FTX so far. And the Fed can't stop printing money forever. Therefore, crypto isn't going anywhere and Bitcoin isn't dead, because the Fed can never stop printing more and more and more money, because the level of debt is increasing faster and faster and faster, because spending is increasing, the purchasing power of the dollar is decreasing rapidly, currencies are collapsing, governments are failing, right? It's extend and pretend. Everything is out of control, and something's going to break, and break in a big, big way. And therefore, crypto and Bitcoin aren't going anywhere. So this is the lessons of what we've learned during this bear market. And then FTX brought out all the weaknesses, everything you shouldn't do, and everything, all the type of fraud perpetrated, far greater than Bernie Madoff, was committed by FTX, which basically exposed any type of weakness or flaw or oversight. People lost tremendous amounts of money, including world-class investors, because they didn't follow all this. You have world-class investors who did not follow this list, thinking hubris. I am above playing the fundamentals. I don't have to play by the rules. I'm above that because I'm a world-class investor. I work for a too big to fail stockbroker firm, right? They've been around 100 years. It's when you don't follow the rules here, you don't stick to the plan, right? That's when you get hurt. And that's what this was actually the best thing that could happen, right? That all correlated, all of this correlated during this period, so this astrological period taught us some very valuable lessons. That's why it's really important to really understand what you're investing in, not just because I recommend it or somebody else told you that or it looks good on a chart. It's really understand what you're investing in and what the downside risks are. Now, so the big transit happening right now is transiting Jupiter is going to be conjuncting the moon. So transiting Jupiter is at about 5 degrees of Aries, right? And it's going to conjunct the moon of the Bitcoin Genesis chart. What it has historically done to date is that it's been somewhat bearish, right? So ever since Jupiter hit Aquarius, it hit a peak, and the price of Bitcoin has actually gone down somewhere about 60+%, nearly 70% to date. Now, here's the thing. This, right? A lot of people believe that Jupiter in Aries is bearish. I believe we're going to ultimately see by the time it leaves Aries and goes into Taurus, it's going to be very bullish. Very bullish. Just like you could see here, Jupiter went into Sagittarius. Bitcoin was bearish, but it actually became what? From this point, when it hit, let's say this is the first 10 degrees. So by the time it hit 9-10 degrees of Sagittarius, that's when the Bitcoin price bottomed. And then we saw Bitcoin continue to increase in value until it hit around 20 degrees of Aquarius. So we have to understand here is we may be seeing the same thing play out here, where the remainder of the sign of Aries going forward into Taurus could be a real, meaning that would act as a pumpamental indicator, pumping up the price of Bitcoin, where the sentiment, the market sentiment shifts, where the smart money starts moving into Bitcoin. Now, we're going to see that. I believe that's what we're likely to see, and I'll prove that out. So basically, yeah, so this is what we're seeing here, right? Transiting Jupiter to the Bitcoin radix moon, radix meaning the natal moon. And right, as we move from conjunction to sextile, we could either assume it's going to go back down, go much deeper into the blue, or it's likely to go up, So this is where we're at, transiting Jupiter here, peaking on the radix moon. And note when that happened, right here, $22,000. That's occurring just when we're about to exit this crypto winter period. So they're coinciding with each other. And we see again a price of 22,000. So that can give us an idea if this is the end of the crypto winter and Bitcoin is going to go to its fair market value, and Bitcoin happens to be 40% less if you're using the crypto market cap trend line. In other words, it's 40% under what its fair value should be. Then we can postulate, and this is why this is important, we can postulate from this point on what the price of Bitcoin will likely be. Now, short term, we see transiting Jupiter to Bitcoin's natal moon to be negative, right? Positive and then negative when it goes, right? And that explains a little bit of the pullback. Bitcoin hit 24,000, then went back down to 22, right? But we have a bigger thing happening, and that happens to be this. Transiting Jupiter is going to conjunct the moon, which it has, continue to stay there, remain there for the next few weeks, and then it will conjunct the geocentric north node of Mars. It's never done this. So what we're going to see here is that is exactly what I'm looking for. And I can't say to you, I know this is a bullish indicator because we don't have any evidence of that. But I would suspect now that it's going to move past and can make this conjunction, this is either going to be extremely bullish or extremely bearish. I suspect. Now, what I've seen is I've seen moon Mars. This is actually the geocentric north node of Mars, right? Which is different, but I've seen moon Mars aspects to be extremely bullish in regular markets. When I see the moon Mars conjunctions occur in markets, we see the price perform very well that day or that week. So I'm looking at this here because it's much more of a over the next 2 months or over the next month, that this will push the Bitcoin price up and out over this price here, meaning that we're likely to see the Bitcoin price begin to hold or get this new support level of 24,000, begins to push past 24 and then hold there, and then do like sort of simmer a bit, right? Gaining consolidation, right? Simmer and consolidate along this 24,000 until it gains further strength and begins moving up even more. So that's what the astrology is indicating. Now, there's a little bit of speculation on my part. So, because we don't have enough data, it's just not there. So again, I suspect the price of Bitcoin is likely to move up. Also, when I look at the neural net Bitcoin forecast.
To watch the full webinar and more like this, with sophisticated astrological analysis and forecast of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, join the Crypto Astrology Group, CAG, membership at williamstickevers.com. Become a CAG member today.